Hi friends, thank you for watching this video. In this video, I'm going to explain how to become a registered valuer for land and building. This will be very useful for civil engineers because only civil engineers can become registered valuer. I've also created two other videos on plant and machinery and securities and financial assets. If you need any classes on registered valuer, you can just contact us. We will send the detailed schedule for the courses. If you like the video, please share it and subscribe our channel for any updates. What is registered valuer? Before I just go into the various provisions of registered valuer, I just want to explain the scenario few years back. In few years back, there is no regulated registered valuer for land and building, which means anyone can be call themselves as registered valuer. And there is no standard rules, institute, or even examination for valuers of land and building. The scenario now changes. Yes, you cannot now call yourself as a land and building valuer unless you clear a registered valuer examination conducted by IBBI. This is just a starting, and there are more changes going to come in the valuation profession as a whole. Because of that, many people now started writing the examination for registered valuer. After the introduction of regulator registered valuer course, the existing scenario of any person becoming a registered valuer or any Tom, Dick and Harry now cannot become a registered valuer. The registered valuers has a lot of procedures. If you are a civil engineer with adequate experience, after completing your examination, you can become a registered valuer. This got a recognition under the Companies Act and Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code. In fact, more recognition are expected once the proposed Registered Valuer Rule or Registered Valuer Act comes into existence. In the future, this Registered Valuer course is going to become a separate professional, like a chartered accountant or a company secretary. A registered valuer will be called as a separate professional and separate institute will be formed. So please don't lose this opportunity. Try to become a registered valuer at the earliest. Thank you so much. What are the qualifications for RV? As far as the land and building RV is concerned, the qualifications are very simple. You should complete civil engineering or architecture or even any engineering or graduation in town planning is essential. With 5 years of post qualification experience is also required. If you have any one of these two qualifications, that is either a graduation or a post graduation, you can write your examination. If you are a postgraduate, 3 years experience is enough. And by becoming a registered valuer for land and building, you are allowed to only value land and building. You cannot value other assets of plant and machinery or financial securities. This is not available for you. But at the same time, if you are a land and build, if you are a civil engineer, at the same time, you have any profession like BCom, MBA in finance especially, then you can write financial securities and clear that exam as well as so that you can become a registered value for both the asset. Let's go into further details of how to become a. The examinations are very simple. You have to choose any one of the registered valuer organization. In the description, I will mention what are the RVOs list. You can choose any one. These RVOs are nothing but the institutes that gives you the education course. Once you register with them, you have to attend 50 hours of training conducted by the RVO. Once you attend this training, you will be aware of what are the procedures and how to further proceed with examination and post-examination procedures. Once you complete your 50 hours of course, this is actually a mandatory course for you to become a registered valuer or to write the examination. Without this 50 hours course, you cannot appear for the examination. And the examination are online, so very simple, no paper writing procedures. You have to just go into the centers and click the MCQs. So very simple procedures are being followed for the examination. Once you complete your examination online, you can apply for IBBI membership, and the next procedure is certificate of practice. Once you got the certificate of practice, you are the registered valuer and you can call yourself as registered valuer. This seems to be very simple, but clearing the examination is one of the toughest part, and we will discuss about how to clear the examination in the next slide. RVOs. RVOs are the institutes that gives you 50 hours of training. These 50 hours of training are mandatory, as I said, to make you eligible for examination. There are 12 RVOs as of today. I have given some list of 6 RVOs here. In addition to this, you have Institute of Company Secretaries, Cost Accountants, and Chartered Accountants Institute also. But before you register with any RVO, ensure that that RVO provides the courses for plant and machinery and they got recognition from IBBI. I have given the link to know what are the list of RVOs that provides 50 hours of training. This will helpful for you to make further research and start studying. Another key information is fee structure. Many people think that registered valuer will be a costly course, but actually this is one of the low cost course, but where you can earn in lakhs. Before I discuss about the fee structure, I like to just explain how much will be the earnings. If you are a registered valuer for plant and machinery, and if you get an opportunity to value some plant and machinery of a manufacturing unit, depends on the size of the manufacturing unit, you can charge the fees. So minimum from 20,000 rupees, you can even charge 50,000 or 5 lakh or even 10 lakh rupees. So there is no limit for you to charge. It depends on the client and the amount of asset that you are going to value. So the fee structure is very simple. First, you have to enroll yourself with any of the RVOs which I mentioned in the previous slide. Once you register yourself, you have to attend 50 hours of training and each RVO charge different fees. I have given some basic information about the fees. There may be small change in this fee structure and you can inquire with your RVO. Once you complete your 50 hours of training, you have to attend online exam. This exam fees is 1500 rupees per attempt. There is no limit in number of attempts, and if you attempt once and if you get fail, then your fees will not be refunded. Again for the next attempt you have to pay another 1500 rupees. So at the earliest you complete, the more you save. Examination pattern. This is very important. First of all, the examination is very simple and easy. It is online exam and it's choose the best answer. You will get a question along with 4 options and you have to choose the best answer or not the correct answer. There is a key difference between the best answer and the correct answer. If it is correct answer, then out of 4, 1 should be the correct one. If it is the best, it need not be 1 alone, which means out of 4 options, you might think that two answers are correct, but out of two, we have to choose the best one for the given question. So there is some trick in choosing the answers. I will prepare another video on how to clear the examination and what are the techniques you should follow during the online examination in a separate video. You can watch that. The examination carries a 2.25 percentage of negative marking for every one wrong answer. The fast score is 60 marks. After deducting your negative scores, you should score 60 marks to become a registered valuer. The examinations as I said conducted by NISM, and you can go and check the NISM website. I have given the link here for appearing the examination. And you can first, you have to just open your link, and then you have to sign in using your user ID and password. Then you can make payment and book your slot for examination. Syllabus. Actually, syllabus is for 100 marks, and these are the main highlights of the syllabus I have given. Detailed syllabus, I will give you a link in the comments. You can go through this link. There is 3 marks for principles of economics, which is the microeconomics, and you have macroeconomics. I know most of the engineering graduates may not be familiar with some of the syllabus here, but these syllabus are included because, yeah, to become a valuer, you should know some of these information, and this knowledge is very useful when you do actual valuation. That's why they have included economics, and basic accounts is very much required, and law. To ask an engineer to study law is always difficult, I know, but it is mandatory for you to study law as well to become a registered valuer. Laws like Companies Act, IBC, and even property related laws and the registered valuer rules you have to study. I suggest engineering graduates to go for a class so that you can learn something about legal papers. And these statistics, environmental issues and valuation might be easy for you because statistics that you would have studied in your engineering course. Again, the syllabus, I have given the highlights here, and the detailed syllabus are available in the description. You can download the detailed syllabus. Since it's a land and building, most of the uh, syllabus covers laws related to real estate, because it's very important for the registered valuers to understand what are the real estate laws. This includes transfer of properties and RERA, and even Stamp Act. So next thing is how to value the land and building, the technical aspects, how you should approach the valuation, and various purpose of valuation, and process involved in the valuation. Each and every syllabus contains certain weightage. So once you are familiar with this syllabus, you can start reading it, and it's an interesting subject for the engineering graduates. Thank you for watching this video, and this video is about only overall aspects of how to become a registered valuer. If you need any online classes for registered valuer, please contact us. We will provide you the detailed procedures and classes for becoming a registered valuer. Please subscribe the channel so that you can get more updates. Please like and share the video. Thank you so much, and all the best for your examination.